Okay, this is the Math 3 Unit 5 Day 3 notes. Today we're going to be talking about how to evaluate logarithms when the base is something other than 10. When we do logs on our calculator, if we're not doing them by hand, if you press the log button and you put some number in there, let's say I put 100 in, there is no place here to put a base. And so your calculator default base is 10. Well, when you do log of 100, put that in your calculator and press enter. You'll notice that you get 2. What that means is the base 10 to the second power gives you 100. And if you do 10 squared, you get 100. So if I do log of 1,000, then that means 10 to the third power is 1,000. Well, that's great if the base is 10, but most of the time it's not. So we have to apply a formula to help figure out what different bases get you when you put them in a log. So this is called the change of base formula. If I want to do log of some base other than 10 of a number, then I have to do the log of the number that's in the parentheses, that's the parentheses here, divided by the log of the base. So let's apply that to this problem right here, right? What is the base in question 1a? It's 1/2. So that would be the b. And then the number here, that's the a value. That's what we would normally see in parentheses if you're putting it in your calculator. Well, you can't just type log of 5 because, like I said before, the default base is 10. That's not going to be the right answer. So what we have to do is we have to figure out, using this formula, how to get that value. And so we're going to do log of 5 divided by log of 1/2. Using that change of base formula, now I can just type the log button. Log of 5 over divided by log of 1/2. Close it up. And it ends up being negative 2.3219. You can go as far as you want, but in general, I round to maybe 3 or 4 decimal places. So that's going to be equal to negative 2.3219. We'll just go 4 spots out. What does that mean? That means that 1/2 to this power gives you 5. 1/2 to that negative 2.32192, etc. 1/2 to that power is equal to 5. We can do the same thing with log base 3 of 12. You might want to pause the video and try it on your own, and then you can check it with me. Using the change of base formula, we would do log of 12 because that's the number that's written larger font. And we would divide that by the log of the number in the base, so log of 3. You get 2.261859, etc. So that's, we'll say 2.2619. And just as a reminder, what that means is 3 to that power is equal to 12, okay? So logs evaluate powers. That's the whole purpose of it. That gives you the answer. Now, when we're doing this problem, I have to share that, your calculator can do logarithms with a different base. It's not this log button, though. If you really wanted to evaluate this without doing this formula, if you have a TI-84 calculator, can't use a TI-83, but if you have a TI-84 calculator, hit the math button. Press up twice. Option A, you have log base. Now, when you press enter, you actually can change the base in there. So I can put the 1/2 and the 5 right in there, and I can get negative 2.3219. So you don't even need to use that formula if you want to kind of take a shortcut. Same thing over here. Log base 3 of 12. Math up, 3, 12, 2.26. So it's all right there. Now what we use log base for, or change of base formula for the most part, is to solve equations. We are going to have to solve equations. So when we're solving these, in order to be able to get it into this form, we have to isolate the base. We have an 8 as our base here, but we also have a 3 hanging out here that we got to get rid of. And that 3 is being multiplied. So to get rid of that 3, we're going to divide both sides by it to cancel that 3 out. 30 divided by 3 is 10. So this becomes 8 to the x power equals 10. Now when I'm trying to evaluate this, I have to get it written as a log to be able to figure out how to put it in here. So to get it written as a log, we follow basically the rule that the base of the exponent is the base of the log. That means we're going to say log base 8 of 10. Log base 8 of 10. And it's going to be equal to what's in the exponent. Log base 8 of 10 equals x. 8 to the x power equals 10. See that out back that we were talking about the other day? 8 to the x power equals 10. But now I got it written like this. Now we can evaluate it using the change of base or the log base. So I'm going to write the change of base formula. We're going to say log of 10 divided by log of 8. Log of 10 divided by log of 8, that's not something you can do in your head. So in your calculator, you get about 1.1073. And remember, you can also do math up, up. Press enter, and you can put the 8 and 10 in there. Get the same answer. Try this on your own. Pause the video. When you finish, unpause it and watch my steps and see if it matches what you got. Okay, so hopefully you got a chance to try it out. If we follow the steps from this equation, we have to divide by the coefficient out front, which means I got to divide both sides by 5. 6 to the x power is 45 divided by 5. That's 9. 6 to the x power equals 9. Rewrite as a log. Just like that, the base goes down here, the number that it's equal goes here, the variable, the exponent goes here. Once it's in that spot, you can do change of base. Or math up, up. Either way, you get 1.226. And there's a 2.9, so I'm going to bump that 2 up to 3. Example 3 is very similar, except they have exponents that have more than just an x in there. So let me do A for you, then maybe you can try B on your own. Okay, so for letter A, we still want to divide both sides by the coefficient. That's going to give you 6 to the 2x minus 1. And 22 divided by 2 is 11. Now this is a little bit different in that instead of just having an x there, we have other stuff with it. We have a 2 and a minus 1. However, you'll notice that these numbers are in the same spot. So the numbers that are on the base and after the equal sign are still going to go where the numbers in the log base go. But this time we set it equal to all that stuff. We're not just going to put x, we're going to put 2x minus 1. Now, you don't have to write this. Even if you use the change of base formula, you can say log of 11 divided by log of 6 without having to put that in your without having to write that on your piece of paper. So a log of 11 divided by log of 6 is 1.338, or log base 6 and 11, 1.338, 2, 9, etc. But after that, that's just equation solving. So we have 2x minus 1 equals a number. To get x alone, we have to undo all the stuff that's around it. So we start by adding the 1 to both sides like we would in any equation. Get rid of that number. Cancels the 1's out, and that's going to be 2.338 equals 2x. 2.338 equals 2x. Last, we want to make sure we divide both sides by 2. So we have this 1.338 plus 1. We can verify that that's going to be 2.338. My last step would be divide that number. So 2.338 divided by 2 is about 1.169. So finishing it up, 2's cancel out. X is going to be 1.69. You could probably get away with saying 1.17 at that point because that's your final answer. And that's how you solve those with anything but just X up there. Pause the video, try letter B. All right, now that you've had a chance to try this, let's solve it out. Divide both sides by, in this case, 18. 36 divided by 18 is 2. So I have 12 to the 4x plus 3 is equal to 2. I think 36 divided by, yeah, it's going to be 2. Always the easy ones that I have to second guess myself. All right, so now we have our numbers here and there. We're ready to put them into our log just like that. Log base 12 of 2 is equal to 4x plus 3. Calculator. And I totally do log base. I think it's easier. I like log base. So I'm going to just put it like that, 0.2789. Subtract 3 from both sides. Negative 2.721. Final step, divide both sides by 4. Negative 0.68. Zero, 2, 6, however far you want to go, but at least give me 2 spots. At any point, if you feel like you need to check your answer, go back to your original equation, retype everything you see, if you do this right, you should get 36 if you plug in this number in for the x up here. You can always check your work. Check your work. No excuse not to. You have a calculator. Use it. All right, so now you have enough information to be able to do the U5 D3 assignment. Now, on this assignment, there's going to be lots of review. So you're going to see problems from D1, D2, D3 pop up before you get a chance to do these. So make sure you work on this. I'll go over questions tomorrow. If you have any questions, work them out, ask a neighbor, and we'll go over what we need to go over tomorrow.